Good morning, everybody. It looks even more like winter here than it does in Georgia, which I guess shouldn't be too surprising because we are a lot farther north, but the main target today is a really cool ambistomatid salamander, the streamside salamander, which is a species I've never seen before. We're a little bit early for peak breeding activity, but they are a late fall, early winter breeder, so I think there's a good chance they'll be out today, and I know we're in the right area, so hopefully we'll be able to turn one of those up. And there's a good chance there will be some snakes out today too. It's supposed to be 77 and sunny, so hopefully we'll find some snakes and hopefully we will get some flip clips. So I'm gonna get to it and I'll let you guys know how it goes. Well, there is our first snake of the day very quickly. Hopefully that is a good omen. This is like the third rock I've flipped and there is a little smooth earth snake. Really nice. This is a fresh baby from this year too, which is not something we see too often. That is so ridiculous. He's so small. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. As common as these guys are, I don't get to see fresh little babies like this. Hardly ever, so that's neat. But nice little smooth earth to start the day. Much faster than yesterday's first snake of the day, which came at like 3 o'clock, so hopefully that is a good omen. We'll let him go and keep flipping. There you go. There's another baby smooth earth snake and a zigzag salamander. Look at that. That is so weird. So I'm assuming this guy is a northern zigzag salamander, and then right there is our second baby earth snake of the day. Really fast action here today compared to yesterday. These little things are ridiculous. I won't complain about seeing a couple more of those today. Really cute. Oh my God! Oh, look at that! So, I mean, milk snakes were on my mind today, but I was not actually expecting to find one, much less 10 minutes after getting here. That is so crazy. I mean, that was the big thing I wanted to see yesterday in North Georgia, and it just didn't happen. There wasn't anything out really. And then today we get up here and find 2 earth snakes, and this guy within a matter of minutes of getting here. Maybe Tennessee's just built different. That's fantastic. What a good looking snake. So this really interesting looking milk snake has a pretty recent meal in him. You can see he's distended there on the side. So we're gonna make our time with this guy brief because it's pretty late in the year for this guy to have a meal that big. He's got some digesting to do, so we're gonna get some quick photos and leave him to it. Well, it just doesn't get much better than that. I mean, it does, but I have not seen much better than that in the month of November, to be honest. November is probably my single least favorite herping month, so just finding this snake is a huge victory in terms of, you know, in terms of actually like having a successful herping trip. I mean, the rest of the trip could go terribly. It's made for me at this point, so I'm gonna just gently pick this guy up and we're gonna let him slip back under his rock. Come here. But beautiful eastern milk snake. It's our next find. We're already getting into some snakes, and it's still freaking cold out here. You can see I'm wearing my sweater still because it's that chilly. So we're gonna let this beauty slither back under there. Let's see. There you go. All right, let's see what else we can get into. Fantastic start. There's another earth snake. That's an adult, or a bigger one. Not full grown, but decent sized. That's nice. 4th snake of the day, and we've been here maybe 15 minutes. This is like night and day compared to Georgia herping over the last 2 months. It's crazy. I mean, I couldn't even go out and guaranteed find 4 snakes in Georgia right now. I really don't understand why Georgia's being the way it is right now. But I mean, this is more along the pace of what I'd expect given the weather that we've been having, and it just hasn't been working. So I'm happy I'm in Tennessee right now. Another smooth earth. That is number 5 for the day. What the heck? Just pull this guy back out real quick. Put his rock back. Very similar to the last couple, so we'll just let him crawl back under. Apparently the GoPro wasn't recording when I flipped it the first time, but that is number 6, I believe. Here's a little milk snake snack. Nice juvenile eastern fence lizard. I've seen quite a few of these little babies under rocks, but it's still nice and cool. The sun is very warm, so most herps are still kind of chilly, but it's definitely warming up fast. Well, it's been a while since we've seen a snake. There's yet another earth. I think that is number 7. This one's a little bit redder. It has a lot more spots. It's kind of cool when you can see enough of these guys that you actually see. They are quite variable. It's another earth snake. It's number 8. It's ridiculous how many of these are here. So I'm out in this kind of different, ever so slightly different microhabitat now. It seems a little wetter, and I haven't seen nearly as many snakes here as I did in the first little rocky area where we found most of those earth snakes and stuff. But I'm hopeful that as we kind of go uphill here, the soil will dry out a bit and we'll get into some more snakes, but we'll see. I gotta ease up on flipping with the smashed fingy. It looks a little bit better, but now it's bleeding out the edges and it hurts all of a sudden. So I'm gonna try to flip with my right hand mostly because we've still got too many days left in this trip for me to have to be completely out of commission when it comes to flipping. So if you've been watching any of my videos lately, you know that I have been complaining about how dry it's been for the past, all year long, really, aside from the summer where we got plenty of rain. But the spring and fall have been like record-breakingly dry, and apparently that's the same case here in Tennessee, because this is where the creek is supposed to be that these salamanders are breeding in. And it is a seasonal creek and it does dry up every year, but normally by now it's got water in it, and it does not today. So we might be taking an L on the salamanders, but hey, we found some snakes, and I can't complain about that. So I'm gonna poke around here a little bit just in case there's any under the rocks in this area. And if we turn one up, great, and if not, we'll just look for snakes for the rest of the day. Well, we've had a bit of a dry spell, and once again, I think that's correlated with how wet these rocks are. They're wet enough to not have many snakes under them, but they're too dry to have what we want to be under them in the form of streamside salamanders. But I did find a nice little American toad. First thing I have seen in like an hour, so I figured I'd show him real quick before we put him back under his rock. He was actually like coming out from under the rock when I spotted him. It was cool. I believe this is 9 and 10. Those are the first snakes we've seen in a fat minute. I was pretty much headed back to the car at this point. But if we're getting into drier stuff where there's snakes under cover, I'll flip a little bit longer. But 2 more of these guys. I think that's 9 and 10, but these are also 2 very small ones yet again. Let's see if I can. Very fresh, this year's babies. These guys give live birth, so these were probably born as early as like maybe even July or August. So very, very small snakes, even when they're a couple months old. And just a couple rocks over, there is yet another one. Kind of see him there. But I think that's number 11. Surprise, surprise, here's 2 more, the next rock over. This is so ridiculous. And they're all little babies from this year. Another one. It's so wild how many of them there are. I've never seen anything quite like this. I mean, I barely even see baby smooth earth snakes at home, and they're fairly common in my yard and a lot of the other places we herp in Georgia. But you just don't see this size class very much. All right, I went back and counted the ones I took photos of, and this is number 14. Yet another adult. I haven't seen any big adults. They've all been kind of small. So these might even be yearlings rather than full-grown adults. But none of the big big females like we normally see. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe there's just a ton of them here, and this is the ones that are actually, you know, detectable. And maybe the big females have gone under for the winter. But either way, really crazy how many of these things we're finding. And here is number 15. I think that might be the smallest one yet. Look at this. That's so ridiculous. And there's 16. Another very small one. What the heck? And these, they tend to be in little clusters too, so I'm assuming a lot of the tiny ones I'm finding are siblings that are close together. Really, really weird. All right, there's 19. Next rock over, of course. Now we have to find at least one more so we can get to an even 20. Hey, there's number 20, another adult. Super wet, he's like covered in dew. Dang, I thought we were gonna end on a nice even 20, but nope, there's 21. Look at this little cutie. Some kind of jumping spider actually flipped. I thought it was like a purse web spider or something when I saw the web under the rock, but nope. Just a big, thick jumping spider. How's it going, lady? That is super cool. All right, guys, well, I'm definitely headed back to the car for good this time. I have to meet up with my buddy Alec, who's going to be joining us for the next episode. But yeah, we're going to leave from here and head to Missouri, so that will be included in another episode, which hopefully will be just as snaky, if not snakier than this one. But yeah, it was a great time. We found some awesome stuff, particularly the milk snake, but the fact that we found 22 snakes today in November, I think we only saw earth snakes and the one milk snake, so that would put us at 22 total. This might be my snakiest ever day in November, so really cool. But I'm gonna go meet up with Alec and we're gonna head to Missouri. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.